All right. Anyway, there was such a response to my last video about the post-burn blues that I decided to do another one. I'm going to do a few more actually because I'm going through these every day. Today I'm certainly feeling a little bit better, but the post-Burning Man blues, as you can hear in my voice, is very much a thing, and I was actually surprised to discover that there are people that didn't know about it. A dear friend actually messaged and said that they had been feeling this intense blues and had asked some of their friends about it, and they didn't have any input necessarily, any insight on it, and then this friend saw my video and was introduced to the concept. So for those of us that have been going for so long, we just take for granted so many things, like the fact that Daft Punk is not playing at the Trash Fence, and one of them is Post Burn Blues. And like I said, I on the last video I described about how I got it my first year going to Burning Man 10 years ago, and then I hadn't had it since. And I had actually another friend, another previous guest of the show, mention that she was particularly proud that she didn't have it. I wish I didn't have it, but there's definitely some energy and stuff to process. So I'm going through it day by day, and I'm gonna share with you, basically talking to myself when I say you, because I found myself re-listening to the video and connecting the ideas and internalizing them and remembering them. So, as always, we're all just walking each other home. The thing that I really kept thinking about this past 24 hours about wanting to stay cognizant of is what's called affective forecasting. Affective forecasting is basically this idea that this concept that we often think that the feeling we have right now is how we are going to definitely be feeling in the future. So, like right now, I'm feeling a lot less confident. I'm feeling a little beaten up. There's a lot of emotions and feelings. I came to my father's place in Orange County last night, and typically being here is not my favorite, but that feeling was even more amplified. It felt even sadder because just last week, this time, I was waking up in Black Rock City surrounded by shiny, happy faces and everybody smiling, and then I come out to Orange County, and Orange County is just like walls and big, huge sidewalks that nobody uses, and everybody's in their cars, and it's golf courses and plastic. Orange County is like the total opposite of Black Rock City. And I'm here, and like, it's rough. And I've only been here, I don't know, 12 hours. And I walked into my dad's place, and I just like was like having thoughts of, I can't imagine doing this multiple more days. I can't imagine coming back here ever again. It's all very intensified. But the fact is, I'm not going to be feeling like this all the time. I'm not going to be feeling like this next week, next month, next year. Because I do have memories of times that I've come here and I've been like relieved to come to this quiet, easy place with Starbuckses everywhere. Normally I don't, but sometimes it's a relief. With and affective forecasting, another example of it is, having a breakup, for example, and then 2 years later, going to Burning Man, and I'm sorry. Let's jump back. When you're going through the breakup, let's say it's 6 months after, the feeling is, oh my God, if I go to Burning Man and I run into her, it's going to be, this horrible feeling, and I'm going to just feel like garbage, and it's going to be so bad. But Another year goes by, another 2 years go by. The way that I was feeling right after the breakup is not how I would continue to be feeling a year and a half later at Burning Man. And then another year goes by and it changes even more. So it's one of the reasons why it's important not to make big life decisions right now during the post-burn blues, because whatever you're feeling right now, whether it's like the blues or you're feeling like manic energy, like you're ready to quit your job and go travel the world in the back of a bus, you don't know how you're not sure that that's how you're going to be feeling next month. You want to get back into equilibrium. You want to get back into balance. Give things a couple of days. If whatever it is you're thinking about doing is something you feel like you need to do right now or it's not going to get done, then it's probably not a stable decision. And that goes in all directions, by the way, whether it's positive stuff or negative stuff, whether it's something you're excited about blowing up your life and leaving your wife and, whatever. Like, don't wait, give it a minute. Just last night, I was talking to my buddy and sharing some heavy feels that I was having about something, and he's like, give it a couple of days. If it is legit, it'll still be there in a couple of days. If it's not there in a couple of days, generally speaking, I mean, maybe it's some beautiful, whirlwind romance type situation, but generally speaking, if it's not there in such a short time period, it's probably volatile. It's probably not stable. It's probably something you don't want to dive into. When I first started therapy in my 20s, my therapist taught me about cognitive distortions. And there are, it's like a list of, I don't know, the list he gave me was like 7 or 8 of them. But there's 2 of them that always stuck out to me that play well together, which was catastrophizing and future telling. Like, hey, my life has been this way, that means my life is always going to be this way. Or the relationship is this way right now, that means it's always going to be this way. Future telling. Or catastrophizing, which is, oh my God, if I don't do this thing right now, the entire world is going to fall apart. If I don't go ask her out right now, she's going to move to Kansas. If I don't quit my job right now, I'm going to be stuck there for the rest of my life. Catastrophizing, future telling. But yeah, I have a note in my daily journals. I write, remember affective forecasting. Whatever it is we're feeling right now, it's not going to be how we're going to feel tomorrow or next week or next month. Do you did you know Rangers, like they're in their training, one of the things they have is first do nothing. Like when you arrive on the scene and you see whatever's going on, somebody's maybe green dotting and having a psychedelic meltdown or something's happening, right? First, do nothing. See if it handles itself. See if you get more information. See if your energy is going to be adding positive or negative momentum to whatever is happening. Of course, if it's an emergency, we're going to dive in and help. But maybe even for just a second or two, first do nothing. Allow it to play out. See what happens. Anyway, affective forecasting, that's been on my mind a lot past 12 hours. I think I'm going to do a few more of these and put them all on a playlist so I can watch them again next year after I get out. Okay. We're all just walking each other home. I love you all very much. Ciao.